Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Together we are the Office Blokes.
Yes, indeed.
It is true. Delusional woke people we've often been described as.
I don't think so. I doubt it.
No?
Nah,
No?
definitely not that.
No, I mean delusional, yeah. But
People.
yeah, but woke, yeah. Don't think so.
Well, when delusional woke people get owned. This is Araco TV,
Okay,
which is
right,
the channel
okay. For a while.
we were reacting to before we got the strikes and
We
stuff.
did a few, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always funny to see people that just are trying to make a point, and it's just
a lot
so
of it
far
on.
off.
Bought down a peg or two.
Yeah.
In reality.
You don't have to have an opinion on everything, and you also don't have to die on every hill.
Yeah.
The opinion that you have either.
I just bypass it, me. And people come up to me in the street. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of street vendors at the moment trying to get your opinion on things. They're all clipboards and they're all taking surveys and what. And they just come on and excuse me, I'm not interested. No matter what it is, not asked.
I actually did one a couple of weeks ago, but it was. Do you know how they had I think it's called a Nielsen family, where you get that box and it's what you watch on TV represents. It was that for radio.
Right.
So whatever I said I listened to on the radio counted as 30,000 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
There you
got
go.
a $5 for it.
Wow.
Got a gift card for a $5.
Is that recent?
2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was one of them. There's a guy that knocked on the door, and like if someone knocks on my door, I'm usually suspicious straight away because no one knocks on your door nowadays. But he just like explained that. He said, "Do you listen to the radio?" And I was like, "In the car, not a lot." And he said, "Would you fill in an app just every day? Just say what you've done."
Yeah.
So, why not? Just made me
Fair
feel
enough.
important. Being
Now they've got your bank
30,000 people.
details and they know where you live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna do when delusional woke people get owned. Let's do it.
When you target someone by attaching their name to your joke, that's okay.
Yeah, but I'm not inciting people. You are inciting people.
You're normalising.
Every single person I've spoken to about the things that you have said about me don't understand any of it. And if I just sit there and interrogate these
normalising.
people who are alleging things about me, I can just sit there and explain to them the context, and they go, well, that's not very important, is it?
You're normalising this kind of language. Here are some
I'm
comments from
normalising comedy because at this point, comedy is under attack in this country.
Here are
I
some
mean,
of your
I'm being
comments from your
investigated
social
for a
media
joke. I can
pages.
name other comedians who are being investigated for jokes. We have gone down a very dark path. As Orwell says, printed on the front of this building, if liberty is to mean anything at all, it must mean the right to tell people that which they don't want to hear. Do you
Here are some
stand by that
comments.
or not? This is the BBC. Does the BBC stand by that or not?
Here are some comments from your social
She's not
media
listening.
pages.
We're living in a time now where a comedian can't even make a joke without someone trying to cancel him. It's ridiculous. We've got to start explaining jokes and genders, otherwise people just have no idea what the fuck's going on.
What a brilliant idea! What do you mean just stop oil? All your stuff is made out of oil, you idiots. Your clothes, these jackets, they're all made out of oil. What the hell are you doing here, making a nuisance of yourselves? It's a joke. Get out the road. You're wasting everybody's time and petrol. All these guys, their engines are running all the time, wasting more bloody oil, you nutters. What is this made out of? What are your clothes made out of? How did your clothes get here? They got here by oil. What are you doing? This makes no sense at all. Just stop oil. You haven't thought about this. If you want to stop oil, you need to stay at home and go and live in a forest.
I've done a video about these Muppets before. They're called Just Stop Oil, and they basically want to put an end to climate change, but the way they're doing it is just annoying. And like he said, most of the things they use, including their tactics, involve oil. So what they're doing is not helping, it's actually just making things worse, and it's just annoying people. I don't think half of them actually even care about what they're doing. I think they just want to be part of something and they love the attention.
So, refugee. What we said loads of times when we've done Just Stop Oil reactions.
All the time.
You know, what are your high-vis jackets made of? What are your trainers made out of?
I'm just going about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I think he hit the nail on the head there when he said half of them probably don't even know what they're doing there.
Yeah.
But why?
That's why
It's just bandwagoning, isn't it?
it's why under scrutiny a lot of them fall apart. You know, how did you get here today? Or if you ask them who actually funds Just Stop Oil, which is like the children of oil barons and things like that. You know, it does.
I saw a headline this morning and it said, Prince Harry and Meghan have just flown into Victoria in, is it just off the coast of Vancouver? Is it that area?
Oh,
Canada.
yeah.
And it said, it phrased and he said, eco, what was the word he used? But it was like an eco activist. Flies on his private jet made a stop off in LA or somewhere, then flown on to Vancouver.
I know.
And I'm like,
it's just laughable, isn't it? It really is.
It's not to just go to get. Just recently come back on a 24-hour trip to the UK. Goes back and then gets on a plane and goes that eco activist. I'm like, yeah, okay.
These
course you
people
are.
just dripping in bloody
Hypocrisy.
aren't they? And contradictions, they really are.
It really is.
Absolutely
And
unbelievable.
it's always middle class white people of a certain age in this country that are in Just Stop Oil. They've probably made their money and they're fine to disrupt everyone else's lives because they're probably retired now and they don't need to go out and work. But then people go and trying to earn a living, they'll get in the way and piss them off.
Yeah.
Annoying.
Please welcome the perfect people. Folks, I'm just wondering, you're a part of this organisation? You're a part of this organisation, yeah? I'm just wondering, I have a sign-up form. I'm just wondering, would you like to sign up? It's to have unvetted male migrants in your own home. Would you like to sign up? Sir?
I'm not in a position.
You're not in a position. So who would you suppose would house them then? Would anyone like to house unvetted male migrants in their home? One person? Anyone? I have a sign-up form.
Yeah.
They're welcome. I don't have a house. There's a housing crisis. Who would like to house an unvetted male migrant in their home? Anyone? No one. My God. Absolutely no one. Zero. I literally have a sign-up form right here. So where do we house them? Where do we house them? It's a complex issue, just once you understand, but absolutely no one is going to house any of them in their home, unvetted male migrants. I'm just saying, you're a fucking clown. Okay, I'm a foot. Would you want to house male migrants in your home? Unvetted male migrants? Yes or no? Yes or no? I'm just asking a question. I don't have a home. I'm not racist. I welcome refugees. Just where do we put them?
Yeah, it's all well and good going out on the street and saying, yeah, let everybody in the country, but as soon as they get in the country, you don't want anything to do with them. You're going to be the first people complaining when there's problems. And it's nothing to do with being racist or having anything against immigrants. It's just stupid to let people in the country without any jobs, no money and no opportunities.
When you say, hey, we have...
Do you know what NPCs are? Like non-player
Car
characters.
Park. Oh, right.
No.
Not the National Car Park.
It comes from gaming where it's like the characters that don't really do much for the plot line and they're just kind of background characters.
Back extras.
Yeah, and it's like it's sort of used as a bit of an insult towards people when you just like a bit part.
Yeah.
A lot of these people seem to be that. Like they're just there holding signs, but they don't know what the signs are for. They don't know what they're doing.
They don't think about what it actually means.
They're just kind of warm bodies that are just filling a space, if you know what I mean.
A lot of pandering, isn't they, as well? And sort of like, I think a lot of these people are paid as well.
I think they are. I mean, Just Stop Oil are funded. We know that. And we saw that one where the guys set off the alarms in the Just Stop Oil meeting. And the meeting was in was it a big church
hall, wasn't it? Yeah.
With a banquet and stuff.
No, but I think they're paid to go and sort of like stand around and do things like this. I think there's loads of activists that are paid. Only a small amount, but they're probably paid. And it's sort of like, it's...
they're probably compensated travel costs and then they're fed while they're there and stuff. And
they've got fuck all else to do. So
but
they
because
just pile in.
Don't think about it. Don't think what it actually means. Like he's saying, well, do you want some unfettered male migrants living in your house?
Yeah.
If they all did
Think about it.
It's like all the it's like when we've got a massive migration problem across the world at the moment.
Yeah.
Because a lot of unsettlement around the area, around different parts of the world. But you look at you look at the Middle East, for example. I don't see many sort of like look how many people Mecca can hold when it comes down to it. Places like that.
Yeah.
I don't see, but let them take them all for the time being. All the refugees that are coming out of Palestine and places like that, where unsettled, where it's dangerous to live and they need housing. Put them in Mecca, right there. It's right next door.
I think if anything,
Right on the doorstep.
religious sites should be the first ones open to people because that's what it's all about.
Correct.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it won't happen for whatever reasons.
I do think you're right about some of these people being paid, though.
I think definitely paid.
Even if it's a small amount of compensation for their time.
Wasn't it a programme on TV the other day in the UK, like on GB News, like an Ask Me Anything type thing with Rishi Sunak, and people were trying to collect the money on the way out.
Really?
Yeah, don't know.
Well, that guy stood up and said, "Look me in the eyes. I was someone who suffered from the pandemic, from having the vaccine. So I think he's got some kind of problem with him now which they reckon it's from the vaccine.
Yeah.
So he sort of like said, look me in the eyes and sort of like tell me, where's my help? Everyone's gone away now. Can't get any help.
Yeah.
Any guy who uses a hammer sideways is not going to help you with anything.
Is that what he did?
Yeah, have you not seen it?
No.
He's sat with some like working class normal people in a factory or whatever, and he's got a hammer turned on its side trying to hammer a nail in.
Yeah,
and it's like,
bam.
That's our Prime Minister, everybody. He doesn't know how a hammer works. The simplest of tools.
People in the country without any jobs, no money and no opportunities.
When you say, hey, we have black students at a particular school who aren't performing at that school as well, the immediate assumption that you're making is, well, maybe it's because they're not smart enough, they're not good enough, or they don't belong here. Whereas it could be about the experience that they're having at that institution. Professors who believe that they're not intelligent enough, that they don't have the capability to do the work, that they see them as criminals, deviants, dangerous, up to no good, or they talk about them with the they statements. They're lazy, they don't care, they don't really belong here. They're only here for the financial aid.
I'm giving you actual facts.
No,
right?
I'm giving you actual facts based upon extensive
say, well, maybe they just don't feel good, but that's not the case. I mean, I went to university. I did not feel good, right? I didn't pull the best grades in high school. Probably got into a better university than I should have gotten into based on my performance in high school. It wasn't because of my feelings. It's because I wasn't focused on it, and that we're talking about a cultural problem. What's going on back at home, as was in my circumstance, and none of that is because of institutionalized policy. It almost seems like you guys refuse to accept that, black students aren't performing well. You feel like you have to have this burden of responsibility when, in fact, if you actually wanted to help, you would look at the facts, re-examine the fact that it's not helping anybody. It's not helping black Americans to artificially place them into universities, and you'd make effective change.
But you're making the assumption that black students are academically inferior, and they're not.
No,
they're
you
some
are
of our
actually.
most brilliant students
that's
that we
the
have.
basic. No. That you are making the assumption that they are inferior.
You
It
just
is
said
why
that they
you
don't
want
belong there.
policies. I'm talking about the students that are based on the policies that you are defending right now, saying that we should have these policies that let them into these universities, not based on their skill set, but based on the color of their skin. So you are assuming that they are inferior.
Stop going on about it. Stop saying that we've got to put black people in certain positions just because they're black. Same with the movies. Stop giving certain actors roles just because they're black. Give them the role because they're the best at the role. It makes black people look like we've got some sort of handicap. It's ridiculous. And also, you're just recreating the problem that you want to solve, because that means that white people end up getting mugged off and they don't get to get into universities or get certain roles.
So can you change your ethnicity? Is it possible?
No.
But you can change your gender?
Yes.
Do you think you can change your gender?
Physically, yeah.
Of course you can change your gender.
If you can change your gender, can you change your race?
No.
Why?
Because that's just how you're born.
Is it your gender how you're also just born?
Yeah, I see where you're getting with, but right now we do have surgeries available to change gender. We don't have that for race yet. So maybe in the future that could be something.
No, you can't change your race. I feel like one is actually a stagnant part of identity, and the other one is serious, but it's in a different form. It's not the same concept. Race is your roots, where you were born with from, ages ago. So I think
isn't your gender what you're born with too?
That's true, but I think it's a different
Gotcha, bitch. So if you can identify with a different gender, why can't you identify with a different race?
The biological side of it, because race has no biological connections whatsoever. It's purely based off of physical appearances.
I just asked you if it was biological. You said yes.
Is recognized off of skin color. If you weren't that skin color your whole life.
Right, because it's biological.
Or I mean, sex has biological backings, but gender is not. Gender is a spectrum.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
We are 100% getting dumber as a species. It's crazy that these people are in college. They're actually in higher education and they can't even answer a simple question. And they can't recognise when they're completely contradicting themselves. And even the ones that realise they're contradicting themselves, they won't say they are because they're too scared to get cancelled by the little woke mob.
The woman.
What is it? That's a stupid question, dude. That's a dumb question.
What is a woman? It's not a trick question.
Who identifies as a woman?
You can't answer the question with the question. Yeah, define the woman without saying woman.
It's a social construct.
The college kids of America going hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt who think it's a trick question when you ask them what a woman is.
What is a woman?
A woman is somebody who presents as our social conception of womanhood.
So you
acts in such a way.
So Pixie, just can you answer that question without using the word woman or womanhood?
It's because basically it would be a functional definition. So as a society, we have an understanding of what woman is.
What is that?
Man. Yeah, that's basically.
I am a man.
Well done.
Can you elaborate? XY chromosomes.
Okay, but the problem with that is that I didn't check your chromosomes before coming in here and calling you a man, and you didn't check my chromosomes before coming in here.
Or genitals.
Or genitals, calling me a woman.
So let me just play this out. So first of all, you can't give me a definition without using the word woman.
That's a functional definition. Yeah, sure. Do you know what functional definitions are?
I'm very well aware, and you should have a functional definition for the most important question in civilization,
No.
right? Can you give me an objective, a functional, utilitarian, any sort of biological definition of what a woman is?
It's a person who performs a set of social roles that are typically associated with feminine characteristics, but not necessarily, because there are even cis women who fall outside of this, and we still consider them women nonetheless.
Do you think anyone can become a woman?
Yep, but not anyone will.
Okay, so then at what point do they become a woman?
It will depend on where they are in their gender transition for the most part.
Does it require drugs to become a woman?
No.
Personally, I think it's a mindset. It's a spiritual energy. It's the vibe that you give off. You know, like
the vibe.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What is a woman?
Can you skip me?
We'll come back to her.
I am a woman.
That's the best answer.
I'm a woman.
What is a woman?
Like, I don't.
A woman is someone who identifies as a woman.
What constitutes as a woman is the energy that you give off and that you want to put out into the world.
So if being a woman or female is a mindset, can your age also be a mindset? Can you just say, I feel 14, which is a classifiable mental condition, by the way?
Yes, I know people that act way younger than they actually are, and they love acting way younger than they actually are. And I know people that, you know, like act way older than they are, and they, you know, and they pride themselves in that. And
But if your identity is an energy or a feeling that can change, why would it be wrong for a 35-year-old to say he's 14? Therefore,
Because he's not.
But then how is someone who has male parts a woman if he's not a woman?
That's two different things.
It's
Why?
different because you
It's a
can't go
mindset,
back
isn't
in
it?
time.
Your age isn't a mindset. I mean,
but then why is your sex or your gender a mindset and your age isn't?
Gotcha.
She was talking before about a functional definition. She's not even got a functional brain cell. Most of these girls need Michael.
Get some help.
Good questions that he raises, because it's all like puts it there in the, it's gone out of control now how you identify. Just fucking way off the charts.
I think they're arguing two different points though, because I think some people say that the sex is the thing you can change, and some people say your gender is static, but they're kind of both arguing over terminology a little bit, if you know what I mean, because you can't change your chromosomes. That's a fact, and everyone agrees on that.
Or your age. I mean,
you can't.
Your age is your age, isn't it?
But then some people transition and become something else, which is like a trans person, isn't it? They do exist.
Yeah.
But I think they just argue, like they try and use sort of terminology to outplay each other when they're actually kind of arguing two different points a little bit.
I had to turn that off a long time before got into them questions there.
I can't. It's boring actually when people argue about all that stuff. No, it's a bit like, I get what he's saying though. You can't, if you say what is a woman and your answer is someone who identifies as a woman, then you say, well, what does that mean? What is identifying as a woman?
Yeah.
But I get what he said about your age. You're saying I'm 14, not 14.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You can be whatever you want, can't you?
There's got to be.
But you are actually, you know, if you are 30, then you're 30. No matter what happens, you know, if someone says, how old are you? You're actually 30. Don't matter what you feel like. If you feel 14 or you feel 40 or whatever, that is your age, isn't it?
Yeah.
Certain things that are a fact.
I think that girl...
You can pretend and sort of like say, I'm 25 or whatever, but you know, actually, in the eyes of the law and everything, you're actually 30. That is your age.
Yeah. But I think that girl who said there isn't like surgeries in place to change race. Sorry, it's like, we did not heard of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's a black guy when he grew up and he died a white guy. I think something may have gone on there.
It's just it's just bizarre. It's the whole world's freaking gone mad.
It's okay to go, you know what, some people think this, some people think this, and it's okay, whatever. Don't need to fight to the death over terminology.
But the wokeism, well, that's it, arguing about terminology, and all right, people can do this, can do that, and can identify one way or the other, or whatever, that's fine, but sometimes there's facts, there's facts.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's just... Yeah.
I always go back to when I was at school and we had a teacher who was arguing that female and males could do the same jobs. And I'm like, you're probably right, they probably can. It's certain jobs that men do, that men are good at, that women would not all women, some women would struggle at.
Yeah.
And she'd like what I said at the time. There was hod carriers before they had mechanical ways to get bricks up higher buildings, and men used to stick a load of bricks in a hod and carry it up a ladder.
Right.
And all. I said that, for example. She's like, no, women can do it. I said, I know women can do it.
Yeah.
But not many women do it, but lots of men do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my argument when I was a kid. And at the end of the class, we watched a video on how women can do men's jobs, men can do women's jobs, and all that sort of thing. And then at the end, she says, "Can have two strong lads to carry the TV and video out."
Oh.
I just went, "Fuck off, everyone out."
Yeah, I think, like you say, everyone's pretty much capable of doing anything. It's just, one, do they want to do it, and two, are they going to be able to do it? Your average guy can probably carry more bricks than your average girl.
Yeah.
But then a strong physically
That's not being sexist.
Then you're
It's
just
not
being
being
sexist.
That's not being sexist. It's just like a physical.
Physics.
It's
Yeah.
just a physical thing, isn't it? You know, like say some women can.
Yeah,
You know, there's plenty,
absolutely.
You know, strong women out there.
Yeah. And there's some weak men as well
Absolutely.
that struggle to do
Yeah,
it.
of course.
But the average is that there's more men who could do something like that.
And that was my point I was making.
Yeah.
Sort of thing, but she was having none of it, and I was just like, fucking fighting the wrong battle, and that's when I said, I'm fucking turning off. I'm done.
Yeah.
Should celebrate our differences a little bit, though. We're all good at certain things. We're all bad at certain
exactly, yeah.
things, and that's what makes us interesting. You know, to say we're all across the board exactly the same and can do all the same stuff.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
There's
That's ridiculous.
loads of shit. There's loads of shit I'm fucking hopeless at. That
Yeah,
other people
precisely.
are really good at.
How can you ever get better at anything if you just say that we're all the same and I'm as good as Ronaldo at playing football?
Yeah.
Because equality.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you should strive to be better and recognise what you're shit at and try harder at it.
Yeah.
But there's no differences, no sort of like genders or anything like that. There won't be any procreation, would there? That would be the end of the world.
And partnerships as well.
Well,
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
it'd make babies a lot more random because everyone's just like smashing random bits of genitals and stuff. And so something happens
Got nowhere
one day.
to put it.
What if everyone said, I want to be a man? Where's that going to leave us?
Yeah.
Everyone in the world, I'm going to be a man. Then what?
Then all the TVs would be getting carried out of the classroom, wouldn't they?
End of civilization.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
It's kind of getting boring a little bit, isn't it? People debating all this stuff. I think the common sense people on one side come across very boring, and then the people on the other side are just spouting absolute nonsense, and they come across thick. And in the middle of it, there's lots of normal people.
Some of them just didn't answer the question, did they, about what is a woman?
They don't want to get cancelled because it's that big a thing that if you've got a public following and you answer that question wrong, you could lose all your fans.
Yeah.
And it's that big a deal for some people, isn't it? Yeah. It's just it's madness.
Strange ones there.
Yeah.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for the support. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Cheers guys.